Now you have 20 million followers. How did they respond when you told them you're going to fight professional boxing, no headgear, small gloves?
Well, I mean, everyone was just like, from excited to confused to what the fuck. Like, yeah, it was just a huge range of like emotions. But I think most of it is excitement, just an intrigue, just to see what happens. I think a lot of people are just like with me. A lot of people are always intrigued to see what I do. I'm always doing something new. I'm always doing something different. I'm always pushing the envelope, doing stuff outside of the box. So, yeah, this is just another one of those things. Yeah.
We have to say to the people that maybe find this to be more of a circus fight and not really a legitimate fight. And on top of that, a lot of potential champions are going to be on the undercard. I know some fans don't find that to be respectful. Let's just use that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see how I train. See what I do. See just see how I'm training. I'm always training. I'm always putting in the effort. I'm always putting in the work. It's not like obviously with this fight, I could just been like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna take my money and do fuck all. But that's not me. I'm there like with everything I do. With everything I do, I always put hard work, 110%. So I think that's the main thing for me. I'm always just making sure I'm pushing the boundaries and making sure everyone knows that I'm taking this seriously. Because with every fight that I've done, I've taken seriously. With the Joella fight, I took it seriously. I don't know if you saw Can't Lose, but you saw how I trained there relentlessly. Got in shape. Same with the Logan fight, worked hard relentlessly. And with this next fight, I'm going to Vegas, training with a big team, Larry, Jeff Mayweather. It's like I've got a stacked team, and legit, we're gonna make sure I get that W. So, yeah.
What do you think of him? He might have someone like a Shannon Briggs in camp.
Sorry?
He might have a Shannon Briggs in camp.
Oh, come on, man.
Talk to me.
Was he just gonna shout, "Let's go, Chap," to him? Let's go, Chap! Let's go, Chap! That's all you need, man. Let's go, Chap! Nah, man, come on. I ain't about that. That's a waste of time. Like, yeah, cool. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. He's a incredible boxer, but I don't know. Coaching wise, I don't know. But
when you first got on YouTube, did you ever dream you'll be a professional boxer?
I mean, when I wanted to be a YouTuber, I didn't think I'd want to do any of the things I wanted to do. Like, I thought I was going to be a guy who works in what's it called? Computer science in uni, and then I just did the YouTube thing with the whole gaming stuff. I worked on with that, and then went to the music, boxing, etc. Like acting. Like I don't really know what I want to do, but then when I put my mind to it, I do it to the best of my abilities. So.
How did you first get the idea to become a boxer?
I started with Joella. He called me out. He called me out in a boxing match, and obviously I didn't know how to fight. But he was just adamant that he'd be able to beat me. So I was just like, all right, whatever. We had a press conference, it got heated, and then we had a fight. And I trained hard, worked my ass off every single day, just putting in the work. And worked with Vidal Riley, Leon, Dida, Ash, etc. And we just got the W. And then I called out Logan Paul, had that fight, etc. And now we're here.
So you didn't have the idea. Oh, sorry. Just you didn't it didn't cross your mind before Joella called you out.
No. I mean, like, I might have done a few things here and there, but it wasn't serious. Like, I didn't really understand the whole boxing. Like, I thought it was just who can punch the hardest and who can punch the fastest. That's literally it. That was my view of boxing. And then I got interested. I got involved, and I started to properly understand and respect the sport. And I feel like that's important for me, especially in this rematch. So.
Eddie, after that first fight he had, can you explain kind of your evolution from maybe not being on board the first time to waking up, seeing the numbers they did, the arena, and how?
I had a show the same night. So someone talked to me about the first one, and I just laughed. I said, I'm a hardcore boxing fan. No way. I said, where are they doing the fight? They said Manchester Arena. I just laughed. I said, that's the biggest arena in the UK. I said, these guys are going to look like idiots. I said, who's broadcasting? It's on pay-per-view. I was rolling around on the floor. And then about a week later, they said, it's sold out, Manchester Arena. And they did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. and the fight was good. That was the worst thing about it. You know, I'm sitting there hoping that it was terrible, and it was really good. So from there, you know, you start understanding the way that young people are digesting content. We're understanding that our sport is still an aging sport because a hardcore fan base is getting older every day, and we have to bring a younger fan base into the sport. So for me, it was about, you know, the turning pro thing and the head guards and stuff like that. It wasn't just for the excitement, it was more about respecting the code and people understanding that they're putting themselves through what everybody else is putting themselves through every day as a pro fighter. That's why he said, watch him train. This isn't a guy, you know, this isn't two guys going, oh yeah, we'll just turn up and like we'll make a few million and we'll just have a scrap. They're training to win. They're both in great shape last time, they'll both be in great shape this time. The difference this time is someone will get knocked out, I guarantee it. Because they will get tired as the rounds go on, they will get hit a lot, they'll be taking chances, but this time the shots will be landing cleaner, they'll be having a bigger effect, and I think they'll be fitter and they'll be stronger and they'll know more about the fight game this time. You know, fighters always say, oh, you know, you can't respect the sport until you've stepped through the ropes. They've done it. Whether they come from YouTube or whatever they do, they've gone into an arena in front of 20,000 people in a huge global audience and had a fight, a prize fight. This time they do it in a raw environment, you know, almost like unwrapped and uncaged. And I can't wait, you know, I'm excited. I mean, we've had a huge response, positive, negative. I've had the boxing fans saying, oh, why are you putting World Championship boxing on the card? They shouldn't go on that undercard. Then I'm having YouTube fans saying to me, why are you only having one YouTube fight? You know, this guy. Then I've got Logan Paul's brother coming on saying, you've got to put me on the card. You know, so I'm like, I can't win either way. But what I do know is everybody's talking about it, which is great. You know, we did like, I know, nearly 5,000 on a pre-sale. And we don't sell 5,000 in the States for a show over 8 weeks. So, you know, we almost certain we're going to have 20,000 at the Staples Center for this fight. It's going to be wild.
How did the fighters like Billy Joe Saunders react to?
Brilliant, because like Devin Haney's a good example. He wanted to go on this show. You know, he boxed last night at Madison Square Garden. He's a genius. He's 20 years old. He's 23-0. He's probably the next Floyd Mayweather. He's like, oh, if I can go on that card, if I could just get 1% of that audience, that's massive for me. And Haney's the kind of guy, like these guys are smart people. They know their audience. They know that if someone like Devin Haney comes out, young, vibrant, full of energy, a cool guy, and fights like that, his fans are likely to go, do you know what, I like Devin Haney. Yeah. And people don't realise that's essentially why we're doing it. We're doing it to provide entertainment for fans, but also, quite honestly, to try and turn some of their fans into fight fans. That's what we want to do. And these guys respect the sport because they've done it, and I believe their fans will as well if they see what we've seen. They love boxing because they've touched boxing, like us, you know. If the fans see it, touch it, feel it, enjoy it, they will stay. And that's the plan, to make sure that everybody has a great night and comes again.
And then what about the guys like David Benavidez, a complete opposite end of it, you know, so they would never.
But David Benavidez will continue to, you know, not be irrelevant. He's a very good fighter, but to boxing, you know, if you don't look to expand your fan base in any way and reach out to that casual market, how do you expect to grow your brand? The boxing audience is too small, so we have to reach into the wider audience. I went out there today, I was out there at 11:30, there's like, I don't know, 100 kids out there. They wouldn't come out for a standard press conference if we did a fight at the Staples Center, but they're here to watch a fight. So they're already in. And some people say, like Lou DiBella said last night, yeah, I think these people will watch, but they won't stay. Well, that's our job, to make them stay. But if they're in, at least we've got a chance to convert them. So part one is bring them to the fight. Part two is show them what we love about boxing, and we hope you enjoy it too.
So how will you market the fight to the hardcore boxing audience?
By having World Championship boxing on the card. That's the whole idea. So we're saying to those hardcore boxing fans, even if you don't like these guys, come and watch Devin Haney, come watch Billy Joe Saunders. And by the way, I bet you love this fight because it's 6 rounds of war and someone's getting knocked the fuck out. So, excuse my language. So enjoy that. And on the other side, the flip side, we're saying to those YouTube fans, come and watch the 2 of the biggest guys out there. And by the way, while you're here, come and sample some World Championship sport as well at the highest level. It's quite unique, you know, like, and that's the first thing. Like, they did a fight on the first show on the undercard, weren't that great? One of the early fights, you know, 2 guys, like, they were a bit all over the place. And when I was watching that, I was thinking, oh no. But then when I watched their fight, I thought, you know, like, they could beat some pros. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if since these guys have taken this fight, you wouldn't believe how many people have approached me, not just to be on this card, but I'll do it. Footballers, singers, YouTube guys. Yeah, I'll do a fight. Because it's like a challenge, and like he'll tell you what it did for him on a fitness level. I'm sure he's never been fitter than you were before you went into that last fight. And same now, it's like they went through the disciplines that pro fighters go through. Proper training camp, proper sparring, proper people around them.
Eddie, is this something you want to do more moving forward? This kind of celebrity?
If it works, yeah. I don't. Again, I've been around boxing for 30 years. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. But I'm not an idiot. I understand that we need to grow the sport, and as long as it's quality content, as long as it's exciting, as long as it's appealing, as long as it respects the sport that we love, I'm all in. And that's why this time, I really would have a problem with head guards and big gloves and all that kind of stuff. So I know he's turned pro. He's not a professional fighter. He is, but that's not his profession. But he's doing it for real. And you have to respect anyone that steps through the ropes. Despite his fame and his wealth and all that kind of stuff, it's pretty scary. I had 3 amateur fights in front of 60 people in Dagenham, right? And I was shitting myself every time. I was 13. To go out there and fight in front of a global audience, knowing now that it's very likely that you or the other guy are going to get laid out flat in front of the whole world. That's quite scary in itself, and that's what I want the people to embrace in this fight and the build-up. Understand the risk in this fight. It's not just a payday. This is a dangerous sport. Respect the sport and understand the dangers before you step in the ropes. And these guys know this is for real. It's not a gimmick. So this is a real fight, and it's dangerous. And they need to train hard and be physically ready, because they both, don't particularly like each other, so and even they're very competitive people, so they're desperate to win this fight and win it in a spectacular fashion.
KSI, you have someone for Logan Paul's brother to be on the undercard, someone on the team.
Yeah, Gibb, Anisan Gibb. That's who you should fight, 100%. You shouldn't fight anyone else. I don't know why he wants to fight Soldier Boy. I don't know why he wants to fight Fousey Tube. None of that. I want to see him fight Anisan Gibb. So that's all I gotta say.